And now, a new Let's Get to the Points game show. Who's better, ChatGPT or 4 points and miles people? This is the game show that tests who's better. And now, are you smarter than ChatGPT? Here's your host, Serena.
This is a very special segment of our 100th episode. It's a showdown between the human brain and artificial intelligence. Tonight, our co-hosts, who are seasoned points pros and award redemption wizards, will go head-to-head against the cold and calculating mind of ChatGPT. Can years of award travel experience beat an AI machine? You're about to find out. Here are the rules. I have a set of prompts. With each prompt, we are going to discuss our answers, and then we're going to put that prompt into ChatGPT, and we'll compare the answers. Did we miss something? Did ChatGPT miss something? Did ChatGPT outsmart us? We're going to find out. And you at home, don't just sit there. Please play along too. Type in your answers in the chat below. And let's find out if you are smarter than ChatGPT.
Okay, yeah, I think Ian's really wondering what he signed up for, Serena. But I think we're ready. Let's go for it.
I'm ready.
Okay, first prompt. What airline program offers the best way to book ANA first class from the U.S.?
I don't have a buzzer. Who's this question for? I'm ready.
Miguel, just so you know, this is not a competition between us.
No, it is.
A competition
Yes,
of human versus AI. So we're working as a
this is
team.
me.
Okay, it's not just you against us.
So it's the 4 of us against ChatGPT.
Okay.
Got it.
Yes, we are
we
a
got this.
team,
We got
okay?
Yeah.
Yes. You can go ahead and buzz your buzzer
Yes.
if you like, Miguel. What's your answer?
Virgin Atlantic.
Does everyone agree?
I nominate Miguel team captain. So yes, I'll go with that.
Okay, let's see what ChatGPT says. The airline program that offers the best way to book ANA first class from the U.S. is typically Virgin Atlantic.
I would have beat it on speed if we were doing it at the same time. Just
Next prompt. Which airline loyalty program offers the most generous stopover policy on award tickets?
I want to try this one. Can I try? Alaska Airlines. Mileage plan.
Interesting. Okay.
That's what I say.
I'm gonna say Air Canada.
That would have
You
been
didn't
my
say cheapest.
first. Yeah.
Just said most generous.
Most generous.
Because you could get 2 for 10. Mix and match. Well, Alaska's gonna be mixing and matching soon. So
Ian, if you have any comments, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, I don't know. Miguel's the expert. I don't know. I can't beat it. I can't beat it.
this is a little subjective, right? So
It is,
depending
yes.
on what you value. So
Right.
based off of the question, most generous. What would be the most generous airline for stopovers?
I think it's hard. I haven't booked too many stopovers, to be honest, but I think some of them are a lot harder to use than others. You know, like some of the stopovers, like you have to call to book them or something like that. I did the Singapore one, and it was pretty easy to use. But yeah, Air Canada has a pretty good policy too.
Yeah, Singapore's a good one too. You know, this is good for us to see if ChatGPT is comprehensive as well. Okay, let's see the answer. It lists Air Canada Aeroplan, runner-up, Alaska Airlines mileage plan. Okay, ChatGPT, not bad so far, right?
I think we were faster though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, next prompt. What's the cheapest way to fly to Europe in business class using points, and with which program?
Just the points or fees also?
That's the prompt, Miguel.
I'll say Virgin Atlantic.
29,000 points. It's pretty good.
That's the spreadsheets that I was downloading. It was the Virgin Atlantic, so I could pair that North America to UK and then UK to Asia, and then matching up the dates a day later in Europe, you know, because of the dynamic pricing. So now you pair up a low dynamic price to get to the UK and one from the UK to Asia. And that's how it's possible to get to India for 52,000 points. That's not including a transfer bonus. So I think it's pretty good.
That's a great deal.
Okay, this is very interesting. ChatGPT, its answer, Air France, Flying Blue, and then the other low-cost options are ANA Mileage Club and Avianca Life Miles. So it just goes to show that ChatGPT is not always comprehensive, right?
Yeah.
It's thinking of the old Flying Blue awards. The 50K is gone now.
You're right. You're right, Ian. It's suggesting that you can fly business class to Europe for as low as 48,750 miles one way. So you're right. Even worse than the 50K.
Could be a promo reward, but still, that's not a consistent. Plus, you also have Iberia for 34K, and that's not listing that one.
Right.
And it listed ANA, which up until right now, as of taping, is only bookable on a round trip. In the summer, shortly, there'll be one way. But you didn't ask it round trip. You said, what's the best way to get to Europe, not to and from? So
that's right. And
ChatGPT, stop assuming we want to come back to the US.
Yeah. And also, it does say for ANA round trip only, can't book one-way awards. So it's not warning you that you will be able to book one way. Who would have thought that this game show was just for Miguel to show off?
I'm just very competitive.
Next prompt. Which program lets you book a round-the-world ticket entirely on points?
Well, up until when?
Yeah.
What's the date cutoff?
It's like June, right? 20-something?
Okay, let's see the answer. Okay, it does note ANA Mileage Club. Doesn't say anything about that ending. Other options, One World Round the World with Asia Miles and Air Canada Aeroplan.
No, it's not technically, but you can with all the stopovers on your own.
It does mention not a round the world ticket, but can build complex multi-stop itineraries. It does mention that.
Okay.
I think there's still an Aero Mexico around the world trip too, but I've never heard of anyone who's actually booked it. So I don't know if you want to try or not.
Miguel, that's a challenge.
No.
I have a follow-up prompt. ChatGPT, can I book that next year? I don't have enough points right now. Yes, you can absolutely book an ANA around the world next year. There's no rush if you don't have the points.
There's absolutely a rush.
ChatGPT needs to watch Let's Get to the Points because we all know that's not the case. So
Now let's ask it another question. What's the most underrated frequent flyer program for U.S. travelers and why?
I want to hear Miguel's answer before I go.
People that are not really into the points and miles world, they're just really focused on getting US points and miles. So I'm going to say underrated, it has to be a foreign because otherwise Delta wouldn't be charging you 400,000 miles for floor flights. So underrated, I'm going to say this is a hard one.
Very subjective.
Yeah.
Everybody will have their own opinion.
I'd say JetBlue is up and coming. You know, they've added Iceland Air, they added JAL. It could become a very good US program over time, you know, if they keep adding transfer or redemption partners like they have been.
Absolutely.
One of the things that's coming to my mind is I don't want to pay change or cancellation fees. So I'm thinking Air France, but I'm like, no. It's not underrated. I don't want to pay cancellation fees. Virgin Atlantic, same out the door. So for me, it kind of has to be something with very low cancellation fees. What would that be? I need to go on Seats.aero and
Well, Miguel, do you have an opinion of your feeling of an underrated? Because ChatGPT has its own opinion.
I am going to go with Air Canada. And only because I can pay a little bit more points to be able to cancel for free. Dang, now I'm thinking of Avianca Life Miles as long as you get the Life Miles Plus subscription. I'll go with Air Canada.
Okay, ChatGPT says Avianca Life Miles. Now, it says nothing about the subscription, but the reasons are no fuel surcharges, one-way awards allowed. I don't know why that's listed. Low award rates, easy to earn, great for mixed class awards, no close-in booking fees. And they do caveat, customer service can be frustrating. If you know how to work around its quirks, Life Miles can unlock serious value.
But with the Life Miles Plus subscription, yes, I think it could make sense.
Let me ask it. What about all the devaluations? Great point. Devaluations are a real concern, especially with programs like Avianca Life Miles. Here's a balanced view. Yes, Life Miles has devalued, but it's still valuable when used strategically. Still not mentioning the subscription. Time for the next question. You have 120,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. What's the best international business class flight you can book and with which program?
So I would first look at transfer bonuses.
Miguel, you're not supposed to be using ChatGPT too.
I'm not using No. I just want to know, like, do I really have more than, how much you say, 100?
120,000 Chase points.
So I'm just saying because there's like transfer bonuses. So I have more than 120 if I transfer to Virgin Atlantic or to Air France with 25% transfer bonus.
Is it a trick question? We're supposed to say Hyatt?
ChatGPT's not that smart.
which it has to be an Asian carrier, right?
I would say yes.
All right. I'm just going to say Qatar Airways.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Its answer does not include an Asian carrier, and Qatar Airways is nowhere in the answer.
They're wrong.
I think it's going to say Virgin Atlantic. That's my guess.
And that is its answer. Booking ANA business class to Japan via Virgin Atlantic. Alternatives if Japan is not your goal: Air France, KLM's Flying Blue, Avianca Life Miles, or Emirates.
We have to decide if we like surcharges or not.
Yeah.
Before
We
we paying
don't,
$1,000 to Emirates or $1,000 to Virgin Atlantic, you know.
Next question. What's the best way to use points to get to the Maldives in a premium cabin?
What is the best way? A mistake fare and then booking it through the travel portal.
That is not one of its answers.
But that would be the best way, right? Obviously. Do we agree?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
it's not,
Yeah.
is it probable? Is this not likely? But that would be the best way, in my opinion.
A mistake fare, booking it with your Amex Business Platinum 35% rebate, getting the points for it, and anything else on top of it.
But see, here's the thing, right? So when I think of Maldives, the two things that come to my head are Qatar and Singapore. If I want to do it in one stop, do I want to stop in the Middle East or do I want to stop in Singapore? So then I think, well, if I want to fly Singapore Airlines, I got to look for that award space. So do I want to do it through KrisFlyer or not? If I want to do Qatar, do I book it through their program or not? That's kind of where I am, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'd be on Qatar,
So the best way, I'm going to say Qatar one way and Singapore back.
I think Singapore's a little far out, right? How long does that take to detour to get to the Maldives? Maybe it's roughly the same as Qatar, though.
So Ian, more importantly, do you say Qatar or Qatar?
I've been trying to figure that out on my flights. I've been flying Qatar a lot. They say it a very specific way. They're very clear about it on the flights, but then I forget it once I get off the plane. Like, I think it's like Qatar. I think that's how they say it, but I'm not too sure.
That's very similar to how Mitch says it.
Well, that's how they say it in the safety video, right? They say Qatar, like Qatar.
Yeah.
So
They're very specific. They're very specific everywhere about how they say it. So I try to learn.
here's my rule of thumb, Ian. Always go with what they say in the safety video. That's the best way to do it.
They don't say Qatar, do they?
No, they do not.
I don't think so.
From LAX to the Maldives through Doha is only 500 miles shorter than LAX Singapore Maldives. And I found that on circle.seats.aero on that that too.
Another great feature of Seats.aero.
Great circle map.
I was tired of the older grid circle mapper tools out there. I wanted something a little more modern.
So you built it.
Exactly.
So ChatGPT's answer for this trip to the Maldives is number 1, Qatar Q Suite via American Airlines. Number 2, Emirates business class, booking with Emirates. Number 3 is Turkish. Honorable mentions, Etihad and Singapore. I think you'll like this, Ian. Pro tips. Use point.me or Seats.aero to search award space quickly.
Nice. Thank you, ChatGPT, for the unpaid promotional shout out.
And here's another question. List the hotel loyalty programs that offer the 5th night free when you book with points.
I think it's just 2, right?
Yeah, well, we know Marriott and Hilton.
But little caveat there is that for Hilton, you have to be a silver member or above, which a lot of people just say, you book with points. No, you technically have to be a silver member, which is pretty easy. But if you're not a silver member, you're not going to get that 5th night free with Hilton.
Okay, ChatGPT's answer, and this is a good one. Number 1, Marriott. Number 2, Hilton. And they do note silver. Number 3, there's a third one you didn't know about. IHG.
Oh,
Yes, that is wrong, but it does clarify. 4th night free, not 5th, but still worth mentioning.
But also, you need to have a credit card.
that's right.
Does it say that? Elite status required? Yes. Must have an IHG co-branded credit card. So it does note that. Last question, and this is a good one. What is the best part about Seats.aero? I want everyone to answer. Wait, Miguel's thinking because there's so many good features.
Yeah. I don't know.
One, Miguel. You got to pick one.
Like if I could only have one feature, like if Ian said, you're limited, you're overusing this, you can only have one feature, which one would I keep? I'm just going to say explore because I like being able to see pretty much a whole year out on continent to continent and then being able to put in that search box, whatever month I want to fly. That's really ideal if you have a lot of flexibility. So for me, it's the explore because I want to see see what is the best time of the entire year for me to find this sweet spot that I want to get down there.
That's interesting because Ian doesn't use Explore at all. It's great for you to see, Ian, that people do use it.
Of course, no, we'll never get rid of it. I love Explore. It's just, I don't know. I think I already have like trips I want to do in my head, and so I don't have much exploring I've done recently. But like, especially when we add like a new program, I use Explore. Like what's coming through, like what's like a good deal. I use Explore for. JetBlue with like the recent like JAL release. Like I went on Explore. I was like, oh, let's see what's the cheapest pricing they have for JAL. I think it's great for stuff like that too.
Yeah, that's how you can find those once a year unicorn redemptions. I've seen Air Canada have flights from Vancouver to Manila or to Bangkok somewhere really, really cheap. Under, I don't know if it was 60 or 70,000, but they had 2 dates the entire year. Now, if I was searching by month, it probably wouldn't come up unless I was very lucky. But that's why I like to Explore, because it allows you to see, hey, once or twice a year, it's really, really low. And I like taking advantage of those. I found Air France to book Vancouver to Taipei for something like 64,000 points or something like that in business class on China Airlines. I had already said my part, but yeah, Explore.
Well, playing off Miguel's stipulations and what he said, I only need 6 letters. Well, technically only 5. I need WST and ASA. I can use the A twice. That's all I need for my Seats.aero account. It's all I ever search. WST, ASA, all the time, every day.
Okay, so Mitch loves the multi-city codes. And maybe this is a good time to bring up that you can set your own multi-city code, right?
Yeah, you can make as many as you want. Like I made one for like my home airports, that I can fly out of. And I think people make maybe somewhere like a smaller cities in Asia, they make an even bigger like ASA code. I don't think there's a limit, or if it is, it's really high. I'm not sure. I actually forget if I added a limit to them. Yeah, I mean, you can create, I think, as many as you want and just use them for periodic searches and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that that's possible. So dig into that site and make your own multi-city code.
We're trying to add a lot of preferences, to let you customize the site, as much as you want. And there's some other toggles in there, you can play around with and see if you like them or not.
So for me, I don't think it's any secret. The best part for me is the alerts because I'm a busy woman. I've got stuff to do. I have to go to Staples. I'm getting gift cards. I'm going to Costco. I've got stuff to do. I can't be online searching all day long like Miguel does. So alerts are very helpful to me. How about you, Ian?
I don't know. It's tricky because I built all the features. I have to pick just one. I'd say one of them that I really like is the Q Suites Finder. I like being able to say, just like North America to Doha, like where can I go and like what dates? And I can see, like I can avoid at least like partially getting Qatar, and see like which airplanes actually have, the Q Suites. Because sometimes that can be tricky on the Qatar site. They don't always show, which ones actually have it. I like the Q Suites Finder, but that's because I like flying Q Suites a lot. So I might be biased there.
Did you just say getting Qatar'd?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if that's the official term.
We understand.
Yes, we understand. I like it.
Let's see what ChatGPT thinks. The best part is its ability to instantly show real-time award availability for premium cabin flights across multiple frequent flyer programs, all in one fast, easy-to-use interface.
I should hire ChatGPT as a salesman.
Nice little promo there. I have seen that Seats.aero has an integration with ChatGPT. I used it when it first came out, but it was telling me some crazy stuff. So I didn't really use it a lot. And I use Seats.aero every day. So I'm just used to that. So I don't really use a ChatGPT function, but can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we have a ChatGPT integration as well in Seats.aero. You can find it in the tools menu, and you can chat with ChatGPT about award flight availability. But we found sometimes it tends to make up details about flights. It'll tell you flight times that aren't always real, or it'll say maybe something's available but it's not. I just suggest use it with a little bit of caution. Like sometimes it takes creative liberties on the search results. It can be useful. It knows about like the multi-city codes and stuff, so it'll try to make your search broad and helpful. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't interpret it correctly.
So as we've seen, the lesson here is to not fully depend on ChatGPT. It might be a good starting point, but definitely do your own research in addition to the results that it gives you. And watch our show for the real stuff.
All right, Serena, that was a fun game show. So who won the contest?
That sounds like you hesitated.
That's smidge. So who was our big winner?
So not ChatGPT. I guess it was us.
I think the human brain is way smarter than any bot.
So we didn't win, right? That's what you're saying?
Well, I think Miguel wants us to tell him that he won.
Okay.
No, we're a team. We're a team.
New episodes every Friday on YouTube. Let's get to the points.